But the one thing about, a $200 weapon out the door, the fit and finish isn't great. The fit's great. I shouldn't have said fit and finish, but the finish was okay. The part seemed really light coating. So I sandblasted it and reparkerized it with a manganese phosphate. And everything came up real smooth. It kind of speaks to the kind of quality metals that went into this. If you've ever got into parkerizing or whatever, you'll notice that when you park, you can take a cheap Bryco Jennings 380 and sandblast it, parkerize it at the same time. Do a Smith & Wesson, and the Bryco is not going to come out looking like the Smith & Wesson. They use cheaper metals, and it gives you a not as good finish. But on this, man, this thing came up real clean. I did the receiver, the mag tube, and the barrel, and they're all just identical shades of almost black, dark gray, and it's real sturdy. It's got a real good feel to it, and I really like the gun. I would not buy a Remington 870 for $200 more, if not $300 more, than I could get this. And this is something I can bang around, and I guarantee you it's going to last 3 lifetimes. It's simple, it's smooth operating. I fed it everything from these military surplus double lock butt shot to bird shot, rifled slugs. It'll chump them all out. The cheap Walmart 12 gauge rounds, man, it'll eat them up and never jam, never do anything. Where some Mossberg, some Remington 870s, they'll choke on that cheap ammo. This just keeps spitting it on out. So if you're looking for a tactical shotgun, I don't think you can get any better than this personally, because I've got probably $110 worth of accessories on here total, and if not, maybe a little bit more with the flashlight. But just the Mako, I think I paid $35, $40 for the Mako forward grip, and I want to say I saved $65 for the pistol grip and buffer tube and stock from Command Arms. And actually, this will come off, and you could just have it as a pistol grip. I don't advise that. I think a shotgun, you need to have something in your shoulder, unless you really have to put it under a trench coat or something, which you're probably up to no good. But so for under $400, I've got a heavy duty, hardcore 12 gauge home defense weapon, or whatever you need. A tactical shotgun if you're in the kind of line of work where you need, you're a police officer or into security or whatever, in some rough areas, or just like to have something to throw in your trunk just in case something goes down. This is about as good as you can get for that price point. I'm paying less fully custom for this thing than what you're going to get a Remington 870 Express for. And I honestly believe, and there's some evidence out there that even, as it comes from the factory, this is going to be a better weapon. And people say, well, what about customer service? What about all that stuff? I can see where you're coming from with that. But if you maintain this weapon, I don't really understand why you'd ever really need customer service. The only thing that I found on this weapon that I don't like, that I think you're going to be better off with a Remington, the Remington version, the original version of this weapon, is it comes pre-tapped for a scope rail. I wanted to put a little red dot on here, because with this stock, the way your cheek weld on this stock, it's kind of hard to really get the proper sight picture on this thing, line it up, even without looking down on it. Now you can angle this. There's an adapter. You can angle this stock where it comes down. I think that looks retarded. No offense to people out there that have retarded families. It's just a word, folks. But I don't like the way it looks, and that may seem stupid to change something on your gun. But anyway, I was gonna, based on looks, but I was gonna put an optic on there, and it's like I said, it's pre-tapped for an optic, but I couldn't find one that was made for this gun. They had H&R scope rails that were for the single shot shotgun that's really popular for people that shoot skeet and stuff like that, trap. And they had have them for 870, but this is not the same setup as an 870. It's a different tap. It's a different pattern. And I've looked everywhere on the internet and gun stores. I cannot find one that's made for a Pardner Protector. I don't know. I'm sure someone out there makes it, but I can't find it. I ended up having to use a different one, turn it around backwards, and it just didn't line up right, and it was a nightmare getting it off. In fact, I still have the taps, I had to grind off the end of the tap. I'm gonna have to get them re-drilled because I couldn't get them out. They put the wrong kind of Loctite in there and I couldn't get them out. And the heads were stripped, so I ended up having to grind it off. But that's the only hang up I have with this weapon is that it doesn't have. I can't find a scope rail that's made for it. I'm sure you could get it re-drilled and tapped for just a regular Remington. Probably could just line up 2 of the screws and drill a 3rd screw, and you'd be ready to go if you wanted to put a scope on there. What I'm going to end up doing is getting a barrel shroud that has the ghost ring on there, which will sit up a little higher. That way it'll line up better with my stock, a straight back stock. I can get, you know, proper sight picture and alignment like that. I had a vertical grip on here, and it was too long. I think a stubby would be good. On my AK, if you've watched my AK video, my M7082, I've got a Magpul AFG on there. I think that would be a good addition to this as well. I don't really like it on an AR, and I don't like if you watch my other video, you see my rant on the whole supination, arm straight out, you know, people doing this, and I think that's ridiculous for many reasons I won't, you know, redundantly go into in this video. And a Magpul AFG would be great for this because it gives you forward and rear purchase without having to hold something like this. This doesn't feel natural on the shotgun when you pump it, you know, if you have a vertical grip. For me, you could still hold like this, but you have more purchase with an AFG. So I'll probably get another one of those and throw that on this. And like I said, a Polytac LED, and I'm going to get a barrel shroud with ghost rings on there. I'll probably be finished with this. I may go ahead and get the extender on this. I'd like to find a breacher barrel for it, but that's really more for looks than anything else. But I don't know if I got a breacher barrel for it, if I'd have to get a different kind of mag tube extension. It'd probably get hard to get one custom made for this gun. So anyway, you know, in closing, with accessories being as interchangeable with this as they are for the Remington 870, the 870's been around so long that, I mean, the market's just flooded with really good accessories at a good price point. I can't see any reason to spend $200 more for an actual 870 and get a lesser gun than, you know, what you'll get with this, and still be able to use the majority of the things you're going to want to put on there. You know, scope rails are a little bit, you know, hard to find for it, like I said, and, you know, mag tube extensions, there's only one guy I know of out there. He's easy to find, and they're fairly affordable, but there's only one guy I know of that makes them. And then your breacher barrels, you have to get custom made because you can't just buy one for it. But there's companies out there that you can send them your barrel. They'll line it up at whatever length you want and put a breacher barrel on there. So, anywho, that's my 2 cents on the H&R Pardner Pump. I think you can still get them at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I don't know if Academy or anywhere else sells them, but Dick's, when I bought mine, was $1.95. I think that was out the door. They were on sale, but I think the most I've ever seen them is $2.15. And that's, I mean, for a sturdy 12 gauge like this, you can't really beat that. And I think everybody should own a shotgun. There's just so much different kind of ammo you can put through it. I mean, it can hunt. It's good for home defense. It's not as good as I think people really think it is for home defense. Everybody thinks it's not going to go through walls, but there's been so many studies recently done that's proven that, you know, rifle rounds actually go through less walls than some pistol rounds and shotgun rounds. But we won't go into that debate. Just Google it and look up some really in-depth studies. But I mean, there's frangible ammo for this, for door breaching. You've got slugs. You've got, you know, buckshot that'll drop a person or big game. Bird shot. I mean, one weapon, and there's just a myriad of uses that you can utilize it for. So, anywho, this is what I think's probably your best option out there, especially with the pistol grip and an adjustable stock and a side saddle. I think you'll be in business. So, let me know what you think. Leave me some comments, and thanks for watching.